What's up, Disrupt Nation? My name is Anthony Delgado, and today we have a special guest, my good friend, Brendan Meyers. He started out as an influencer, growing a following of over 1 million followers on Facebook in under 6 months. And after that, and since then, he's accumulated over 350 million views and 2.5 million followers across all social media channels. And, we were talking before the show, and we were talking about how, Wi-Fi and a dream is all you need to succeed, and you're definitely a living representation of that, man. So thank you again for being on the show, man. I greatly appreciate it.
Yeah, I appreciate it. When I heard about what Disrupt is all about and the Wi-Fi and what it really sank into me. You literally can make money from any place in the world. Maybe not Antarctica, and maybe even Antarctica, but the point is, it's possible as long as you tell yourself it's possible and you're consistent and persistent on that goal.
Definitely. Yeah, me and my friends were talking about DMT earlier, and one of my boys has tried it. I haven't done it yet, but just talking about how limiting beliefs, we believe something is true. What about living to 100 years? Right? We believe that we're supposed to die after 100. So as soon as you turn 100, you're like, okay, well, it's time to die in your head. What if we didn't believe that anymore? Maybe we could live to 200. We don't know, right? And we have all these racism and this ism, sex, all these ideas that are not really ours, and then all of a sudden we believe them as truth.
Right.
So how do you take someone who they grew up in a 9-to-5, they grew up, their parents did a 9-to-5, and then get them to break into entrepreneurship?
Yeah, that's an interesting question. So I always tell them to look at someone else that's done it, right? And even that though might motivate them a little bit, but what they need is that first step, right? And so I provide that first step for them. I own the Create You agency. I partner with influencers. I do all these cool things with people all around the world. And my main thing is, hey, where are you right now? Okay, I'm a worker. I'm a waitress, or I'm a waiter at a restaurant, and I'm working I'm going to school for business, and I want to be a manager of this HR firm or whatever it is, and I'm working towards that. I want a 9-to-5, and I say, okay, what else do you love to do? What do you absolutely love to do? Oh, well, I love working out, but I'll never be able to make enough money working out or do whatever I love to do. I was like, well, why not? Right? You have Wi-Fi, number one. I love that part. Number two, there's millions of people on social media nowadays. And out of those millions and millions, actually there's billions. And out of those billions of people, there are millions who are making money. And they all started from ground zero. So why not start posting and see where you're going with it, right? And here's the thing. Once you start creating value with the person or the audience that you want to sell to, eventually, it's game over. You now have a customer base. All you got to do is create a coaching system or something that can help someone else, because everyone they're so hungry. They're so hungry to work, or they're so hungry for their own success, whether that is this goal about losing weight, or it's another goal to build their own business, or it's another goal to just become the best runner, or whatever it is. It could be small, big. They all have a goal. And if you can fulfill that goal, then you're golden. So just get started. Just start posting. Just get out there. Build your customer base, even if it's 100 people. It's 100 people you can sell to and make money from. And it's that simple.
Definitely. Well, there's no more gatekeepers, right? Back when Oprah got started and even Diddy got started, there were these gatekeepers. You had to know an HR rep, or you had to know the manager, the producer, the executive producer at Hollywood, and there were all these Hollywood gatekeepers. And now it's wide open. You have Wi-Fi, you have a YouTube account, a Facebook account, and you create awesome content. You create fitness is a great example, right? You create an awesome fitness program. You don't need distribution. Distribution is commoditized. So you can go direct to market, and whatever that is for you. Fitness is a great example. Food is a great example. Even the girl that's working in a diner, she could become an influencer for all the other millions of girls that work in diners, right? And she goes from this diner influencer, right, taking these cool pictures in the diner holding food, whatever that is, and then that brand could transform into something else, right?
Exactly. I think one of the biggest things that I've taken away from, and not even fitness, right? We're talking about fitness because, let's be honest, it's one of the most growing portions of social media in any industry, really. But like you could take really lifestyle. People like to laugh, okay? And you talk about being a comedian. If you can make people laugh, that literally cures the pain of people that are dying. Like think about people that are on their deathbed and they're laughing. They forget about everything else, right? If you can have an impact like that as a comedian or whatever it is, be funny on social media to anyone that's not dying, that is like just like in a confused place or whatever, they're going to trust you with all their being because you're providing that happiness to them. And so now you can target them and you can get them to like follow you. And now you have sponsorships and you have new things. And there's just so many different industries, there's so many different ways to make money online. And that's why like even what you just said, being an influencer for all the other waitresses, like that within itself is so unique. And you just thought of it right now, right? You're disrupting the pattern of thinking just with that type of statement. So I love that. And I love like this Wi-Fi thing. I just like this Wi-Fi thing. It's just a dope way of thinking.
Yeah, for sure. And, again, it's like it makes the world so much smaller than it was.
Yeah.
If you look at like our parents' generation, right? If I wanted to talk to even you, right? I'm in Puerto Rico. I'm in an island. There was millions of miles of water that separated us, right? And now there's no water separating us. There's no limitation. Instantly, boom, we're in a video conversation. We're like face to face. And I think it's definitely taken for granted in our generation. We look at social media as a consumer. Most people are just consuming this stuff, and they don't realize that they have the potential to start a TV show. If you had Denzel Washington tell you, hey, you could be in my next movie, you would probably jump at that opportunity, but you don't realize that opportunity is right in front of your face, right?
Yeah. Like, I'll give you an example. I was playing collegiate football at Florida Atlantic University, and I always had this feeling like, oh, I can reach people. I didn't know how. Social media was kind of newish back then, like 8 years ago. I was like, I don't know how. Like, I'm falling out of love with football. I'm playing this sport. Like, I'm still pursuing my degree, but I was like, man, I just don't feel like I want to do this anymore. But I was also nervous. I was like, if I quit, if I stop doing this and I don't make it to the NFL, what am I going to do? And I just did it. And then I took step after step after step, and I just posted something on social media. And I was like, let me just make a YouTube. And I tried to do like this little muscle up thing on a pull-up bar. And like I fell the first time, and I was like, yo, this is challenging. This is pretty cool. And I did another one, and I was like, wait a second. What if I could create something? I have no clue what, but I could create a fitness platform for people for bodyweight training so that they can train anywhere around the world without having to worry about a gym or paying for memberships or anything like that. And all I did was start posting. And I failed. Of course I failed. I lost out on, my first ever apparel thing I did was a $10,000 investment, and I lost the money, or $7,000. I lost the money. But I didn't give up. I just kept on being persistent. And then I spent $27,000. I saved up money from personal training and everything and doing what I loved for years and years. And I lost $27,000 trying to develop my own app. But now I sit here and I've literally developed something that impacts millions of people around the world. I'm working with so many different influencers online, and I have my own business, and I have my own social media, and I have millions like across social. So the possibilities are endless. Like when someone says to me, I just don't think I can. Really? You see that gap, if you're hiking and you see a big space and you're like, I just don't think I can make that jump. If there wasn't a space, could you make that jump? Yeah, probably. So what's the story that you're creating in your own mind? What is that story? I can't because of this. I'm going to get hurt. I'm going to fall. Okay, what if you had something attached to your back, right? That's what social media is. It's literally something attached to your back. Social media is its own separate thing that's just like there, right? And it's a new marketing platform. You think people were on social media selling 30 years ago? No, they weren't. 40, 50 years ago? No. They were doing things that were very similar, but just with mailing and like TV and all those different types of marketing tactics, right? So
door to door, right?
Yeah, door to door.
You have 1 million followers on Facebook, right, that you were able to generate in 6 months. Imagine going to 1 million doors and knocking. That would have took a lifetime. Would have been impossible. But now you can do that.
So you have, this is my point, is that you have this space that you can jump. You create the bridge. There's no one that is going to create a bridge for you. You create the bridge. It's an invisible bridge, but that jump is literally your bridge to your own success in the future. And you have a bungee cord attached. You're not going to fall. You will not fall. You're not going to die. You might fall. You're just not going to die. And I think that's the biggest thing that people are afraid of is if I make that jump, will I fall and die? Will it all end? Will I never be able to achieve my dreams or my goals? Absolutely not. You have people that are going to pull you up. You have support. You might not know it, but you have support. A random person, I guarantee you, will support you, right? So make that leap. Just do it. You have Wi-Fi. That's another thing. You have Wi-Fi. You have internet. If you even have a slow internet, you still have internet. And that's the way I look at it. Go for it. Disrupt your thinking and take that next step. It's very simple.
Yeah, you can DM like anyone in the world. Like you want to talk to Elon Musk? Go on Twitter at Elon. I think you should come to Puerto Rico. And literally,
crazy, though?
he sent stuff through on Twitter. He replied on Twitter, hey, when the hurricane happened, hey, Puerto Rico, I'm going to send you some solar panels. And he did it. And it was all off of Twitter. You know, like you have unlimited potential, but I don't think people realize it.
Well, I think it comes down to where do you start? How do you even, like, what the fuck do I do? Like, what do I do? Like, it's like, how do I even get started? It makes, like, for me, if I was someone just sitting there and I'm like, okay, all these people are making money on social media. By the way, a lot of people aren't making money on social media because they don't know how to, right? I think that's another thing is strategy and structure, like actually selling to people. It's okay. You can sell. People aren't going to hate you. We live in a society that people sell. It's fine. But I think just starting. And I actually want to ask you, what would you recommend to everyone to just, like, let's say someone wants to develop an apparel company, right? And it's a lifestyle apparel company. They see all these other businesses killing it. You know, what would you say just to even get started, just to even like tap into that industry? What would you say?
So I was talking literally last night to an old friend of mine, old friend from high school. You know, we don't talk that much. You know, we haven't really hung out in years, but we still call each other from time to time and talk to each other. And he's like, bro, starting this apparel company. He's sending me pictures of the hats. Like, I'm ready. We're going to crush the game. And I'm like, okay, bro. I was like, so right now, I went on your Instagram and there's no followers. Like, oh, well, I'm on Snapchat. I'm like, okay, but like most of the apparel brands are on Instagram. And then he gave me an example of a successful apparel brand on Instagram, and I looked them up. And I was like, yeah, you need to do that. You need to do photo shoots. You need to do product placement. You need to get that product. You need to get your page product certified so when they click, they go. But it's a whole thing. And I was like, I think you think you're going to get rich in the first 30 days of doing this. And I think if you don't, you're going to get discouraged. And I was like, this is so much harder than you think it is. And then the other thing, he was pricing his stuff like a little too low. And it was, I don't know, pricing the shirts at like $25 or something.
Yeah.
Like, dude, you need to actually price your stuff higher. Nobody wants a $25 shirt. I could go to Walmart and buy a shirt for $6. A licensed Marvel Comics or DC Comics or AC/DC rock band, like a licensed real merchandise New York Yankees shirt for $5 or $6 in Walmart. I'm not going to buy because of price. Because if I was going to buy because of price, I could go to Walmart. I could go buy a white t-shirt for $2.
Right.
I got some sunglasses over here. I bought in Walmart for $1. I was in Walmart. I was like, you know what? We were about to go hiking in the rainforest. We were buying some water shoes. And I was like, you know what? If those glasses are $1, I'll buy them. I walked up. They were $2 originally, and they had them on sale for $1. Right? So if I'm going to buy on price, it's not going to be on Instagram. I'm going to buy on Instagram or I'm going to buy online because I want that perceived value. I want that shirt that nobody has. I want that hat that nobody has.
But even more,
pay a premium.
But even more than that, people buy off a connection. People don't buy because of price. Sometimes, right, if you're a low price business, but even then they're buying off a connection. Everything you post. So my recommendation for when someone gets started is connect. Be in the DMs, slide into people's DMs. Who cares if it's a girl, if it's a guy? Who cares what they think? Slide in, talk, connect. You know what I mean? Like, people are so afraid of connection because they can't even connect with them themselves. So guess what? Maybe they need to first connect with themselves and understand themselves. What do they offer to this world? And then create your foundation off of that, of communication, right? Now you go to communication, communicate with other people and the vision that you have for yourself and who you are. And then keep connecting, and then release something and watch how many people buy. I was talking to a girl a couple of days ago, and I challenged her. I was like, yo, she's going through a hard time, and like, I hurt for her. And that's who I am now. Like, I connect so much with people. It's amazing. It's incredible. And I hurt for her. And one thing that I could see is how special she is and how much she can offer to the world. And I told her, for your next 2 posts, I challenge you to be vulnerable and talk about something that you would tell a close friend to the world. And I think that's so special because not only is she connecting, but she's providing value to her followers. And then on top of that, she's literally setting up her future. It's literally setting up your future for so much success, whether that is with a business, it's with a relationship, it's with a friend. If you get vulnerable and you really just lay it all out, you're right there at the top. You're with the baddest bangers. You know, you're with the top value stuff that's all in this world. Really, your connection is really your net worth. That's what I look at it as. You know, your connection is your net worth.
So we're running low on time, but that does lead me to another topic real quick. What about like depression in social media, especially with influencers or just even micro-influencers, just anyone who's on social media? If you're constantly there, you're looking at other people's highlight reels, people, you know, you feel like you always have to be showing this version of yourself that may not be good. Like, you're not allowed to have a bad day, right?
Yeah.
Always like, you know what I mean? You never, like, if you're depressed, nobody wants to, or people feel like they don't have permission to like go on social media and be depressed. Like, oh, I had a bad day. Oh, I hate my job. Like, people don't really put that type of stuff on social media, especially when they're trying to provide an image, a certain image of their lifestyle. What happens when you have a bad day, and how do you deal with like the anxiety of social media?
Is it cool if I curse?
Go right ahead, brother.
Fuck what other people think. Fuck them. Like, here's the thing. You are the sole dictator of your life. You control your life. Simple as that. So if you're feeling anxious and you're seeing what everyone else is posting, they have such an incredible life, remember that you're human and they're human too. You really think that's how their life is? Absolutely not. And you're feeling depressed, you're feeling anxious, embrace that shit. Embrace it. Feel it. Because that means you're alive. And that means you have something special because you care about it. You care about yourself. That's what anxiety means to me. Yeah, I got breathing problems sometimes. Yeah, I have this or that, like this problem, that problem. But I fucking embrace it. And I know it's going to be all good. Nobody dies from an anxiety attack. Nobody dies from that. Yeah, maybe if you black out and you're driving a car and you hit a pole, but that's not going to happen. So embrace it. Go into a quiet place. See why all of these different things are coming up and just move forward and grow.
That's awesome, man. I love
That's
that.
it.
So last question again, we're low on time. What does disrupt mean to you?
Disrupt means at all times, disrupt my comfortability in my life. And that means I'm moving to Denver on March 1st or March 14th, one of those dates, I literally went to Colorado and I thought to myself, I'm comfortable in LA. I have the friends, I have the family, I go on dates, I have relationships, I have this and that. What if I just disrupt my pattern of thinking and become uncomfortable and do something out of the ordinary? So what did I do? I did just that. One more example really quick before we leave is, I was sitting in my house in Venice Beach, California, live a block from the beach, feeling great. I'm like, oh, I love this weather. It's beautiful. My buddy's there with me, and he says, I mentioned to him, I was like, it'd be cool if I went to Philadelphia. Like, I've never been there. Also would love to meet this girl there. It'd just be like a cool time. And he's like, I dare you right now. I challenge you to go today. I bet you won't. Literally right in front of him, I pull out my laptop and I book my flight to Philadelphia that night. And I'm there. Disrupt your pattern of thinking and your comfortability and watch how much you thrive in your life. Simple.
That's awesome, brother. I love that. Well, thank you again for coming on the show and providing so much value, so many insights. And I'm really grateful to connect with you and learn more about your story. If you want to follow you on social media, where are the best places for them to do that?
Just type in Brendan Meyers, BrendanMeyers. I'm on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram. I provide value. That's all I do. Value. That's all I'm here for. It's to provide value, workouts, if that's workouts, fitness, or even just marketing tactics and just having fun, making you smile. I'll be there for you.
That's awesome. Thanks so much again for being on the show, dude. I'll talk to you soon.
Appreciate you, man.